Hello and welcome, friends. Thank you for joining me in this now moment as I want to share with everyone the Piezophire device that I've been trying out here. I bought one. It's a brand new invention from Dan Winter, Patrick Botte, and Tufan Guven is assembling them out in Turkey. So it's an incredible piece of technology. Now, I had a dream of this technology. I've been working with the Therify already, and I had a dream of a device that was like the Therify and had similar modality, but was a pocket version. And shortly after that dream, I found out that they were getting ready to release this Piezophire. That's Piezophire. You can find it at piezophire.com. And so I immediately began to become interested in this. I already understood a lot about longitudinal wave technology and high dielectrics such as shungite. So I just wanted to give a brief overview of the technology and how it works and what are some of the testimonials I've been hearing from people that have been trying it. I've had almost 20 people try it now in mostly just single sessions, but some repeated sessions, and so I've been hearing a variety of experiences from people. So let's get started. So when you order the device, it comes with two sets right here, which I'll get into the differences. And it comes also with this device that you need right here, this piece that you need to plug them into. My iPhone doesn't have a headphone jack, so I had to buy this additional little piece here. But if you have a normal headphone jack, now you can also use this with the MP3 player, so that's important to note. And I'll get into the differences between the app and using sound files on an MP3 player. But for this demonstration, I'm just going to show how to use the Flame and Sound app that you can get for about, I think it's about $15 or $16 on the App Store. I do believe they have it for Android as well. I'm using it on an iPhone. And so this is what the app looks like. And now I'm going to go to this button here. You see where it says Therify. I'm going to push it a few times until it goes to coil and plasma. And now, just to give you a sense of what it's like, I'm going to pick the heart. Its heart, let's see, this is 242.2 hertz, and I'm going to play it so you can see. That just on its own will create a healing frequency that you can use with speakers in your room. So you can use this app. There's a lot of incredible features that I'm not even aware of yet. But you can use this app without the Piezophire coils just to tap into the frequencies I have broadcasted in a room with a speaker. I found it to be quite effective. Now, not all of the body parts are listed here. And so my understanding is that you can find all of the specific frequencies for each body part in the audio files that Patrick provides, and you just need an MP3 player. You can buy like a simple, affordable, small one to put those files onto. But again, I really like the app, and so far I'm just using the app, so it doesn't have all the body parts, but it has a lot, and I've been finding it very effective with what it has. So now I'm going to leave it on heart. Now I'll tell you a little bit about these here. So now both of these have, you use them two at a time. You wouldn't use all four at a time. You just use two. You can mix and match. Both of them have shungite discs in them. Shungite is a high dielectric, meaning that it facilitates charge to pass through it and actually increases the centripetal force. So chi and life force, it will come through something like shungite, and actually the life force gets accelerated, increased, more centripetal force, which is what we want, because our soul, our consciousness, our life force, this is a plasma vortex. You can think of it as infinite plasma vortexes, but we want strong plasma vortex action into our body. The soul wants a strong pull on the physical body, so we're really present And so substances that at least allow the life force to pass through or even facilitate it, we can utilize these to promote healing by working with them and being aware of their properties. So both of these have shungite discs. And then now the green here has a transducer, a piezo transducer, a special type of speaker to transmit the frequencies. Now the blue here has a copper bifiller Tesla coil. Now the blue, so you would want to, the green, if it was a bone issue, you'd want to use the green. They're both really good for water, but if it's a soft tissue issue, you want to use the blue. Now, doing these introductory sessions with people and trying it myself and having others try it, I've been asking people to intuitively tap in to which color they feel their body needs. But that's sort of just an overview of the differences between the two. Now, when you're using them on a body part, what you want to do is, as much as possible, line up those discs exactly parallel to one another, to where the frequency is going to meet in the middle, because what it's doing is there's a frequency shift going on between the two. So the shift, and I am still learning more about that, but somehow this shift, it sort of helps move the energy through the body, because it's not a static frequency. It's subtly shifting between very close frequencies, if I understand that correctly. So now if you're using two, like I said, you want to line them up, but the middle point is the area you're trying to treat, because that middle point is the point of implosion. That's where you could picture two vortexes coming together at that tip, which is where there's the most centripetal force. This is where you're going to have negative entropy, which is the gathering together of information. It's charge collapse. This is information coming down to where it's stored in a very small space, the tiniest point of compression possible. So by creating a point of compression, we can reduce inflammation, we can help reverse cellular damage on an atomic level. This is an elemental level that we're talking, this is deep, deep level of positive and minus, positive and negative energy. You know, you can just picture everything as swirling energy, and we're just wanting to help move energy in areas where it needs to be moved and relax energy in areas where it needs to be relaxed. And so the human body is really the most incredible technology. We always want to honor this as a sacred vessel, our DNA. I mean, I'm sure we've barely even scratched the surface of how incredible the human technology is. These are not, you know, to replace the human technology in any way. These are not something to be dependent on for your whole life. This is something to help your body remember its coherent state, help the cells. The cells want to return to their divine blueprint. They naturally want to return to that most beautiful, perfected state. And if they cannot, they will replicate and die to make so that the new cell can achieve that state. And so when something like cancer, the cells have become very spherical, and they can't touch one another, they can't embed with one another. Sort of, if you think of human isolation and sort of how that can be very detrimental to an individual, it happens on the cellular level, you know, when those conditions are presented. So we can use these technologies to retrain the cells again to go back to the divine blueprint, and if they cannot, then they will replicate, a new cell will be born, and that cell will die, and thus is part of the regeneration of our bodies that is naturally inherent to the human technology. So that's sort of a basic overview. I, in the future, would like to purchase or even, you know, find someone that's handy with sewing machine to help develop bands to wrap, you know, say if I was treating my injury, so I would want to have it like this, with the yellow part facing the skin. So I would like to come up with some kind of elastic, stretchy, maybe organic cotton or organic hemp band to hold it in place, or find someone that's already selling something like that. Now, I wanted to mention that if you wanted to mix and match, because Patrick had mentioned in his video with Dan Winter, Patrick Botte and Dan Winter, you can find it on Dan Winter's YouTube, where they go over, it's an hour-long presentation, in-depth, detailed information. So that's the full version. This is just sort of an overview. This is not meant to replace that in any way. But as Patrick mentions, it's good to switch it up. Maybe each day if you do green one day, next day do blue. But you can also use them together. But if you do so, you want, say I was going to put it on my heart here, I would want the other color to be perpendicular, right? So if I was using the same color, I would put this, say behind my back and line it up. But if I was going to mix and match, and I haven't actually tried this yet, but if I was going to mix and match, you'd want to have it perpendicular. And I'm wanting to learn more about why that is. I'm actually quite interested, but that's what they say. Now, as far as testimonials go, like I said, I wrote down, sort of did a count. It's been about 17 people that I've facilitated sessions with, and we've been doing 15-minute sessions. And if the body part they're looking to treat is in the list on the iPhone app version of Flame and Sound, then I will use that frequency directly. I have had cases with myself when I use the knee version on the iPad, the knee frequency for my shoulder, and that's been working great. So I've been using frequencies for a certain body part if it's sort of a similar matching body part, like if it's for the ankle, I've been using it on my wrist. And that's been working really well for me. And so, testimonials. There was a woman who had some discomfort in her belly, and she used it. Now, let me just first say that one of the commonalities between all of the experiences, almost all of the experiences, has been that people feel a state of relaxation when they use it. And my experience as, I don't know if you say a practitioner, someone sort of helping facilitate these sessions, a facilitator, is that being present as someone's utilizing it, I then tend to reach a very relaxed state of mind. I find that the person's body, typically the person who's using it, this hasn't always been the case, but I think about 75% of the time, my experience has been that it will create a whole relaxed atmosphere. I suppose it depends on the state of mind or the state of being of the person utilizing it. Now, in terms of individual experiences, this woman who was using it for her belly, she said while she was using it, she could feel relaxed, and she could hear sort of her belly gargling. And so that was a clear indicator that, to her, that it was moving energy around and that it was getting things going. There was another gentleman who has a pretty intense medical condition with his belly, and he has an extended belly, and he was utilizing the device. Now, there was quite a profound experience that he had that was profound for all of us, really. The device had not yet been turned on, and we placed it. I was helping him place it. He was sitting by, in a chair, and put it behind his back so he could lean back, and then he was holding the one on the front in his belly. We placed it on his skin, and before it was even turned on, I think just the circuitry of the energy of his own body going through the device, he let out a sound. He said, "Oh," and he had felt something, and it wasn't even turned on yet. And that happened twice before it was even turned on. And this is someone with a very serious condition. They had a very profound reaction. It was not even turned on yet. Now, we did turn it on, and he was there, and he was really in it when he was utilizing it the whole time. He was very deep in the experience. And when I asked him afterwards how it went, and I plan on offering him future sessions to continue because I could tell it was really, really helping him. When I asked him how it went, he said it was discomfort. I mean, this is someone with a really serious condition. He said it was discomfort, but the kind of where it's like a good kind of pain, where it hurts so good. And I've had that experience with my own body, so I knew exactly what he was talking about. It'd be like if someone was massaging you, and it was somewhat uncomfortable, but the relief and the good feelings outweighed the discomfort, and it was an overall positive experience. So that was quite profound. There was a gentleman at this event I went to in Greensboro this past weekend. He had an issue with the shoulder, but he had a lot of energetic issues going on, and if there was a few of us there, and we were you know, sort of suggesting to him maybe that he tried the full body chakra option first. So we did that first, and then the following day we did the shoulder session, and I just got word that his shoulders have been feeling a lot better. So just from 2 15-minute sessions, one with the full chakra cascade, and then the second session was I used the clavicle setting for his shoulder. And again, he was just leaning back against the chair. So that was really great to hear. Every time I've utilized it on my body, on my hips or my knees, for just some, you know, mild pain, the pain has gone away pretty much basically every single time. The initial experience I had was I had a swelling from a major stubbed toe, and I tried the device from one of the inventors and had profound relief in the swelling after just a very short session. So that was how I knew that this is effective technology in my own experience. So utilizing it to condition the room, I have turned it on numerous times now, for example with the full chakra cascade, just utilizing the discs. Now I plan to purchase the Corellian shungite spheres to place on top of the disc, and then you can spread these far apart in a room, and that will condition the whole area. And I'm telling you, this application alone is I'm very optimistic and very positive about what that function alone can do for our buildings and our spaces. I mean, this could be run in schools, in hospitals, anywhere where you have any kind of geopathic environment that you're trying to override. Now, the reports from the inventors and people closely involved in the project are that this, if you run it at night, all night, especially with the shungite spheres on it, on either side of your bed, it will dramatically improve lucid dreaming, experiences related to astral travel. So, and I think so my lucid dreaming has been a part of working with all of this technology. In fact, I tell a fun story of how Tufan introduced himself to me in a lucid dream, and I feel I have adequate, you know, that was substantial proof for me based on the information he gave me, which turned out to be true, and numerous dreams I've had. So I feel it's continuing to assist me to improve on that ability, and that's been a common experience with people working with Therify and some of these technologies, and even just learning about them as my experience. So trying to think if there's anything else to go over with this at this time. These are creating like a lens for the frequency to sort of shape it, and again create that vortex action down to the tiniest point of Planck, which is where the point of implosion happens. This is that maximum centripetal force, the maximum gathering, compression, coming together. If you think of an injury, basically inflammation is related with all conditions of disease in the body, and pretty much any condition, if you can decrease inflammation, you can really promote the body to do its process better, promote healing faster, help facilitate the body to do its own work better. That's all we're doing. This is the real magic here. The human body, the human technology is really what's to be honored and protected and supported. Let's see here. There is, I think, about a 3-week lead time, to my knowledge, to get this. The price is 699 euros. If you go to piezophire.com, the instructions for how to order it are there. And I hope this video is helpful. I look forward to making more in the future. Trying to think if there were any other testimonials. The consistent state of relaxation that it promotes and peace of mind, not only for the person utilizing it, but for myself and others in the room while being utilized. For me, this is the most pronounced, most common, I think probably will be easiest to document effect. I'm looking forward to doing more ongoing trials with folks of where I can do it every other day or every day with them over a period of time and document the progress. So I look forward to making videos on that in the future. Until then, if anyone wants to reach out to me for questions, you can reach me at Hannah in the Light. That's HANNAINTHELIGHT at proton, PROTON.me. And as always, you can find Dan Winter's YouTube channel with a huge amount of amazing videos and resources and people involved in this technology from all different areas, whether architecture or growing food or working with children, meditation, building. This science is transforming our reality around us and opening our eyes to the reality around us as it is already here and incredible and wonderful. So thank you so much for joining me on another journey, and hope to see you all again sooner than later. I know it's been a while since I put anything out, but it feels good to connect with you all once again. And anyone else who is just joining me for the first time. So much love and gratitude to anyone participating in this amazing journey, because really we are connecting together as consciousness first and foremost in this game we call life. Okay, so much love to you all. Take care.